All right, everyone, we'll get ready to this. You guys hang out with us. Hang. And welcome to Level Up Real Talk to take you higher. I am your host, Angee from Unveiled, everyone. And thank you guys for hanging out with us this beautiful Sunday afternoon. Hey, everyone who is watching us on Facebook, you guys can head on over to The Real Level Up. That's The Real Level Up on YouTube. Same way you found us on Facebook is the way that you can find us on YouTube. All right, well, we're going to get ready for an awesome and amazing show once again. Just so thankful that everyone is here on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. Let me bring in my co-host, Mr. Scribe. How are you? Can't hear you, Mr. Scribe. Unmute your...
I'm telling myself that I'm telling our guest she needs to do it. Here I am muted. What I'm saying is we got liquid sunshine today, but because of our guest, I'm really hyped about hearing her story because it's going to be a story that a lot of people are going to want to listen into today.
Oh, absolutely. But let me tell everybody who our guest is for today. First of all, she is not a stranger to the show. So I don't want anybody to think, they don't really know. Yes, we do. In fact, Dr. LaTarsha Holden was one of the first many guests of Level Up in its inception. So I want you guys to know and understand that she's been around for a long time. And not only that, been a strong supporter of the show in the background. Because, look, we kept telling folks, there's a lot of people that support this show, Mr. Scribe, and now we're starting to bring them to the forefront. So Dr. LaTarsha Holden has been around for years with the show, and in fact, we're going to talk a little bit about, some of that so you guys can get the background and the history. But before we get started with any of that kind of conversation, we're going to reintroduce Dr. LaTarsha Holden, especially for those who have been watching, so those who are new to the show. Welcome to the show, Dr. LaTarsha. How are you?
Oh, my goodness. I'm doing awesome. Thank you guys for having me.
Girl, look. Hey, we are honored that you said yes again. I lost count. I have lost count, but listen, as we have said over and over again with our guests, you're no longer just a guest on the show. Once you've been on the show one time, you're now part of the family. So Dr. LaTarsha Holden has been a part of this family for years and years, and many more years to come, you guys. So this is not the only time you're going to see her. As you guys know, we're going to have a great conversation with Dr. LaTarsha Holden, but I will tell you this. We're going to run out of time because we got a lot to talk about. So we're going to try to get in as much as we can today, everyone. What I really want you guys to do is put in your questions and comments. We are watching on Facebook as well as YouTube. So we're watching there as well. So if you have any questions or comments for Dr. LaTarsha Holden, get them in early. All right. Not only that, please hit that share button. Please hit that share button because, as always, the topics that we bring to you guys is one that's good for the soul. This one, I'm telling you, I'm going to ask her once again. I know she shared it many times on this show, but for those who are getting to know her, I'm going to ask her to share her story once again. We're talking about homeless to overcomer. That's the topic of our show. But before we go to our first break, Mr. Scribe, I know you're always ready because you said so.
Yes, I did. And I'm unmuted. I was so excited I didn't even unmute myself earlier because doctor's on, so I'm ready. And these just come, I let the Holy Spirit guide me. I don't know where I'm going to go in the scripture. I look at the show and just get a vibe from the Holy Spirit. And this is what I have. I have it from First Romans, the 16th and 17th verse. And it reads, "For I am not ashamed of the gospel, for it is the power of God for salvation to everyone who believes, to the Jew first and also to the Greek. For in it the righteousness of God is revealed from faith to faith, as it is written, the righteous shall live by faith."
Oh. What do you say about that, Dr. LaTarsha Holden? See, look.
Already started. It's Scribe trying to get the plate passed around before we get going.
So, as you guys know, we're going to keep it spiritual, but we also are going to keep it fun, you guys. I also want you to know that each and every time that we take our break, we are highlighting an independent artist. So I know you guys have an opportunity, take the breaks along with us as well. But pay attention to our independent artists, you guys. Oh my gosh, it does my heart so well when another artist comes to our platform and say, "Hey, give us a chance," and we do that. So each and every one of the songs that we are playing are independent artists. So we are doing our very, very best to support the independent artists. Now, let me say this before you don't send anything crazy to us, because this is a Christ-centered show. But we're not just looking.
You can't have no crazy stuff.
Can't do crazy stuff, but we're not just looking for just gospel and Christian, but we are looking for the inspirational artists, the ones that, if you're talking about love, that's okay. Each and every one of us, yes, the three people that you see on the screen, we do love God. But at the same time, we don't sit up and just listen to gospel and Christian music all the time. There's other music that's out there that is just great music. I love music that talk about love, because God is love. So if you know of any other independent artists that just want a shot, just want a chance, just want someone to publish their work, send them our way. Send them to The Real Level Up on Facebook. There in Messenger, they can message to us that they have a project that they would like for us to showcase, and we will do just that. That's what I love about doing the show, Mrs. Scribe. You know what I mean?
No, I totally understand. These artists, they do the music for the love that they have, and they're not influenced by, the outside influences that can distract and take them off their mission. That's why we really enjoy it. And the other part of that is these folks are talented. These are not just folks that just come and just start playing stuff. They've been doing it for a while, and they're excellent at their craft.
Excellent at their craft. So that's why I always, remind you guys that on our breaks, that's what we're doing. We're also highlighting a lot of independent businesses. So they're sending in their commercials. Some have never done a commercial, but when Level Up came to them and said, "Hey, you know what, we'll give you a shot. Put your commercial together and we will run your commercial on our platform just to give you guys a shot." So there's those kind of nuances that we are doing on our breaks, because we want the show to be a complete show for those that, hey, just love God. So that's what you guys are going to be watching during those breaks. Just want to make sure that you guys know. So Dr. LaTarsha Holden will be our guest for today. And she has, like I said, a compelling story to talk about. When we come on the other side of the break, we're talking about From Homeless to Overcomer with Dr. LaTarsha Holden. You're listening and watching Level Up, real talk that takes you higher. I am your host, Angee from the B. We'll be right back.
With praise for you, please come near me. Quench this thirst inside my soul, my spirit rejoices in people.
I waited patiently. You turned to me and heard my cry. You rescued me from sinking sand. Now there's a song in my mouth, a melody of harmony with words from the heart, as we all do our part. Can you hear my humble cry? My soul cries out with praise for you. Please come near me. Once this thirst inside my soul, my spirit rejoices in you. You are my brother. I hold your arms up when you're weak. I listen when you speak. Never hold you back. I'll meet you where you are. Giving all we've got. We'll walk in unity. Can you hear me? Hear my humble cry. My soul cries out with praise for you. Please come near me. Once this thirst inside my soul, my spirit rejoices in you. Now can you hear me? Don't you fear me? If you can hear me, please come near me. Can you hear me? Don't you fear me? If you can hear me, please come near me. Can you hear me? Don't you fear me? If you can hear me, please come near me. Can you hear me? Don't you fear me? Please come near me. I won't harm you. I'll never turn my head away. I'll lift you up each and every day. We'll take each step on that road, building heaven here on earth for all mankind. A life with dignity. Can you hear me? Hear my humble cry. My soul cries out with praise for you. Please come near me. Quench this thirst inside my soul, my spirit rejoices in you. Can you hear me? Hear my humble cry. My soul cries out with praise for you. Please come near me. Quench this thirst inside my soul, my spirit rejoices in you.
What about all the people? Can you hear me?
We about to fly. We about to soar across the sky. Just be real G. Come on, allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is PROMISSLAND Ministry FIRE on the MIC Course Legacy. You blood boy, you kin to me. His blood brought adoption agency for the Lord's cause. When the Lord forced conspiracy, the Lord talked to the black sheep. It's just been Gene dying cause your color. Son dying for a mother. Cain killed his brother, but we still able. Put your heart on the table. Put your head in the halo. Helping him to amigo. Hope the world when you feel low. And just fly. Soar across the sky. Because if you lay down and die, they gonna say you never stood for nothing when the devil was bluffing. You cussing and struggling. Now cops handcuffing, stuffing you, pushing you in the car to take a ride. When you make bail, boy, I'm telling you, boy, you better fly. Soar across the sky. Not how you begin. All about the way you tarry and carry while you pray and slay. From Monday to Sunday, for the finale. When you gone, it's grass greener on the cemetery lawn. Be about that life, about that gospel. Disciples living never die. FLY. Soar across the sky. Fly. Still bombs couldn't hold up. Fire flames couldn't burn up. Like eagles spread your wings, take off and fly. Fly. Soar across the sky. Fly. Still bombs couldn't hold up. Fire flames didn't burn up. Still bombs couldn't hold up. Fire flames couldn't burn up. Allow me to take this time and learn you something, youngin'. Ain't no future in frontin', your future in front of you. Who are you frontin' for? Transparency is the forefront of what's possible. Thugs turn to apostle. Streets on the pulpit, the realest thing I ever seen. Go ahead and fly, best of both worlds. Get the best out of you when you call. Too blessed for stress, too anointed for disappointment, too endowed to act how, too sanctified to believe the devil lies, too slain to feel any pain, too much favor to be on the naughty list, too much discernment to let you hit my gift, too prayed up to let my flesh mess it up, too many brothers and sisters in Christ to feel like I ain't got no family, holy rolling with me, I'm about to fly, set the sky aflame, holy fire dragon, breathing on folks' pain, filled with propane, living water is heated, hot tea for the hot topic, can't top his performance, or fit my God into a locket, get the picture, 1 million prophets take flight, 100 million prophecies manifest, ancestry.com, bloodline, loyalty, you better fly. Spread your wings, take off and fly, fly, soar across the sky, fly, still bombs couldn't hold up, fire flames couldn't burn up. Spread your wings, take off and fly, fly, soar across the sky, fly, still bombs couldn't hold up, fire flames didn't burn up, still bombs couldn't hold up, fire flames couldn't burn up.
Ikemia Arrington is a career empowerment speaker, business strategist to career professionals, and employed entrepreneurs who are building their businesses while working demanding full-time job as well as a visionary event producer. She is on a mission to help the massive take career control by positioning them to transition into careers, businesses, and life they love on their terms. Kim certainly affirms that you can love your Mondays by doing only the work you desire and enjoy. Who says you can't love your Mondays? Kim affirms that you most certainly can.
Nothing excites me more than to see children read the books that I illustrated and helped bring to life. You know, it's the process from start to finish. And, you know, at the finish line, you see the children smiling and excited and sharing the stories with other children about, you know, an image or a book that they read. Another thing that gives me joy is working with new and upcoming writers, people who have all these stories that they want to tell and, you know, things that they want to share with the world, you know, just like, you know, me wanting to express myself as an artist and, you know, share my expressions, you know, people are doing the same thing with their stories. And to help, I feel like I'm helping making their dream come true. Help.
You know, babies and beards is a call. You don't see too many images of black fathers that are portrayed in the media. I know for a fact on the ground level, it's a lot of brothers who beat all odds and get the job done daily. The job is passing knowledge and wisdom and understanding to the next generation, despite the role you may play in the lives of the youth. I hear a lot of brothers say, well, what our purpose on earth is to keep the kids safe, no matter the relationship. At least that's what I thought. Our product helps spread the message around the world as a symbol of growing together.
I knew something was wrong with my body.
My name is Kelly Bryan, and I am the face of a type 2 diabetic. I am also the author of a book series called Numbers that is available on Amazon. The series is about how I use the low-carb diet lifestyle to get my numbers in non-diabetic range. I am living proof that it is possible to go from a 16.6 A1C to a 5.2. So let's kick type 2 diabetes, one number at a time.
Hey, this is Nolan Holloway, a.k.a. Mr. Scribe. Just letting you know that I have 3 books of poetry that's available on Amazon.com. So when you get a chance, go to Amazon.com, look up Nolan P. Holloway Jr., not Mr. Scribe, and pick up one of my books for your enjoyment. Peace.
This is Marion Boyd with Marion Collection, real talk that takes you higher. Level up on Sundays from 3 to 6 p.m. It's ordinary people with extraordinary stories.
Hi, this is Pat Nash, your dream coach. Want to take your dreams to the next level? Then listen to Level Up each and every Sunday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. I am.
Hey, this is Melly coming at you from the Camp Transformation Center in Davie, Florida, and I need you to level up. Tune in every Sunday from 3 to 6 p.m.
It's your boy, Mark Buddington, a.k.a. Money Mark. Let's level up on Sundays from 3 to 6 p.m. Ordinary people with extraordinary stories. Yeah.
This is Dr. Renee Andrews, author of God Has a Plan for You, Life After Divorce. Level Up, real talk that takes you higher, on Sundays from 3 to 6 p.m. Ordinary people with extraordinary stories.
And welcome back to Level Up, real talk that takes you higher. I am your host, Angee from the B. Welcome back, everyone. And thank you guys for hanging out with us this beautiful Sunday afternoon. Hey, everyone who is watching us on Facebook. Did you know you can head on over to The Real Level Up? That's The Real Level Up on YouTube. So head on over to YouTube, you guys, because very, very soon, I know I sound like a broken record, but I want to make sure that everyone is heading on over to our YouTube channel, because very, very soon we'll be going to YouTube exclusively. All right, let's get right back into our conversation, everyone. We have in the studio Dr. LaTarsha Holden, and the topic that we are talking about, from homeless to overcomer. Oh my goodness, you guys, you don't want to miss any part of this show. So not only that, you don't want your family and friends to miss any part of this show. So we ask you, hit that share button. Please hit that share button. And if you are on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, because that will ensure that you will not miss another live show. All right, so let's do this, Mr. Scribe. Let's reintroduce everyone to Dr. LaTarsha Holden. My goodness, girl, how you doing? How you doing?
Hi, I'm well. Love the videos, the commercials.
Oh, well, thank you, Dr. LaTarsha, because I know that's part of some of the things that you love. Level Up has been leveling up. I don't know if you even seen that part of the show, have you?
I haven't. That was my first time.
I told you guys she is not a stranger to the show. So, Dr. LaTarsha, Level Up, we've been growing up together. You know how you had like your first cousin like live across the street, and y'all just grow. That's who she is, y'all. She's like a first cousin. So we've been growing up together, right? So, LaTarsha, let's get this show started, girl. I am, first of all, once again, I want to thank you for saying yes again to coming on our show. Girl, I've been watching you and following you. You a busy woman. Girl, what is going on with you these days?
Well, you know what? I've learned how to move in purpose. Atlanta is what I call now the new church Hollywood. So you can easily get caught up in a lot out here. But I've learned one thing about the homeless part. Just taught me how to stay focused on what's important for me.
Nice, girl. But yeah, you have been moving in purpose. And for those of you who do not know her, you're just now getting to know her. Check her out. Go on her. You're everywhere, girl. Let's just say it now. You're on Facebook. You're on. You got a YouTube channel too, right?
Yes.
I thought so. I thought so. You got a YouTube channel. She's got Instagram. So any social media, Twitter,
right? LinkedIn. My LinkedIn is really growing pretty good. Which is, that's not a site that's easy to grow, but I've made some progress on LinkedIn.
On LinkedIn as well, so you guys can check her out anywhere on social media. If you're just now getting to know, or if you have known her throughout the years that she's been, coming in on our show, check her out and see what she's doing now. But we're gonna have a discussion about it, so you guys can actually get to know her right here, right now. So once again, if you guys have any questions or comments, we are watching all the questions and comments on YouTube and on Facebook. So get them in right now, you guys. We got 3 hours, but she knows that 3 hours ago. That 3 hours ago so fast. Go ahead, Mr. Scribe. Go ahead.
No, we know we've been doing this now, Angee. I've been doing this with you for a little while, and we tell all our guests, they're like, what am I going to talk about for 3 hours? And before you know it, we wrapping the show up, and they're like looking around like, that's why we got most of our guests, we got to bring them back, because we try to get everything in, but we do get a significant amount in. But I was looking forward to this show because I know I've read something or heard something about your story and didn't put two and two together that it's you. The person that was in the story that I looked at a few years back, and what an amazing thing. And not just yourself, but your children as well. And that's the part I'm interested in. Navigating, being in that condition with your children, because we know how that situation, we've heard of other situations and circumstances where that situation did not end in a very good place. So to let people know that it can be done. When people see and hear that a situation can be navigated in a different way than what you've been told, and you can see it firsthand, it changes your mindset and perspective on how you thought about it, to see that, I saw somebody come out of that situation. So if they can come out of it, I can come out of it as well.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Okay, Dr. LaTarsha, where do you want to be? Seriously, I know we've done this many, many times, but just for the sake of the new people, let's start, from the beginning. Like when you were a young girl, like where are you from? How'd you grow up? Who were your parents? Who influenced you? You know what I'm saying? Start there.
Again, I'm Dr. LaTarsha Holden, born and raised here in Atlanta, Georgia. So Atlanta has been home now 49 years. Born and raised here. I'm the oldest of 3 girls. Came out of Carver Homes. So anybody from Atlanta, the old Carver Homes, not the new stuff, but the old Carver Homes, came out of Carver Home. I don't know. I got off track early. I dropped out of school in 10th grade, and by the time I was 22, I had 4 kids. And just to fast forward, 35 years old, I have a GED. I just went through a divorce after 10 years. So I'm 35 with a GED, homeless, in the streets of Atlanta with 6 children. And at that time, I had 2 kids in high school, 2 kids in middle school, and 2 kids in elementary school. And I was lost. I was coming out of an abusive marriage. I just didn't know who I was. I already wasn't a woman that was organized and had my life stuff together at a young age. So to be mid-30s in the big city of Atlanta, when I say homeless, I'm not just talking about, you stay at your mama house for 3-4 years. We talking about for 4 years, abandoned house, living as squatters, scraping up money for hotel cars, empty apartment, shelters. It was the hardest time of my life. It was no way, had God not stepped in, I could have made it out of it.
Absolutely, because we see, look at the situation as it is now, Dr. Holden. Can you imagine if your situation was like that now, with all the stuff that's going on in Atlanta? That's God puts us in certain situations at certain times. Because I know you can look back and go, wow, all the stuff we went to, man, if we was going through that stuff now, the outcome may be so different than what it is.
Yeah, it was. I just remember when in 2007 when we was living in that boy. So I was homeless 2 years before I enrolled in college and 2 years during my undergrad. But I just remember the first thing I did right before we went into the deepness of homelessness. You know, at first it started off you might live with a family member for a couple of months, but when it got into shelters and cars, what I did was I did not know how to save a family of that size. I just made a vow that the streets was not going to raise my 6 children, nor the jails was going to house them. Now, for me, I didn't really know what liberation looked like. I didn't know. Here I was, a uneducated, underemployed black woman in Atlanta with all these kids, and I'm from here, so I had no family support. I was like the black sheep of the family. I had no connection to anyone that could have helped me get a job. No, so here I am. We talking about starting from bottom. I am at rock bottom. But I made a vow that the streets was not going to raise my 6 children, nor the jails will house them. But all I had to offer my 6 children at that time was to love them unconditionally and to teach them about principles about servant leadership. Here I am. I'm thinking about legacy and suicide at the same time. As a pastor, I often pose the question, what happens when your struggle outlasts your strength? You know, we all can go through something for a couple of days, weeks, months, but what happens when it become years and it seemed like God just forgot about you altogether? But I did something. The first thing I did to at least try to save my 6 children from the school to prison pipeline, because we was in a very vulnerable situation at that time. You're right, Mr. Scribe. Anything could have happened. Statistically, on paper, the odds were stacked against us. Mm-hmm. But this is how I saved my 6 children. I went to them, it's about 14 years now from this, when I enrolled in college. And I said, well, I don't have a lot to offer you guys materially. I said, all I have to offer you guys is to show you how to serve and to love you unconditionally. And I said, I want to teach you guys how to give back. They looking at me, especially the older folk, what are you talking about? We don't have nothing. How can we help somebody else? And I'm telling you, I was so humiliated because this is the only thing I had. I gave my 6 children the only key that I possess, and that was service to others. I've been a servant leader all my life, but this time I humbly said, well, this is all I have to give you guys. And I remember I have the newspaper clips, and I showed it recently on social media. I said, well, if I can teach you guys how to give back now at our lowest, I believe I've given you a strong foundation to build on and become great leaders. Now, Mr. Scribe and Angee, they complained. They was kids. They wanted the stuff they saw their friends have. Here I am talking about legacy, and they want some joy, some nice clothes, some hairdos, but I just gave them the only thing I possessed, and to my surprise,
yeah, girl, come on.
My oldest son came to me his senior year in high school and said, Mother, what you showed me, my way of giving back is joining the United States Marine Corps. He served 10.5 years now. He's medically retired. He just graduated with his associates in business, and he's going to continue to get his bachelor's in finance. Another son became a caretaker. My oldest daughter is an EMT. She said, Mom, my way is going to the medical field. She's an EMT, a licensed pharmacy tech. She's about to graduate this year with her bachelor's. My other daughter said, Mom, my way of giving back is going to the human service field. She graduated 2 years ago with her bachelor's in liberal studies. She joined the United States Army 3 years ago. AnTonia, she's a 4-time published author, youth speaker, serial entrepreneur, and she's a paraprofessional. And Omega, now there's no more coming after Omega. I had the brand Omega. Omega just graduated from high school. And I tell you, and he's been a youth leader all his life, working since the 11th grade. I have never had to visit the jails, the gangs, the only thing that I had, I was able to pass that torch to my 6 children. And not only them, I also got a chance to witness my 9-year-old grandson become a published author as of last year.
Oh, man.
But I tell you, the journey got so hard. Mentally, I mean, you got to think about, I don't have nobody pointing to me. I'm the black sheep of the family. But I knew I had 6 kids that I had to get safely to shore. I had 6 kids that I had to keep from wanting to drop out of school and go. So I remember the journey got so hard for me mentally. I walked into a hospital here in Riverdale, Georgia. Now, I was not raised in the church. I did not have a relationship with God. But this is where God and I began to know each other.
Okay.
I went to a hospital here in Riverdale, Georgia. And I told the lady at the desk, I said, when I walked through those glass doors, I said, I can't do this anymore. She said, ma'am, are you saying you want to commit suicide? I said, yes, ma'am. That's what I'm saying. I was tired.
Wow.
And they kept me for a week for observation.
Okay.
On the floor, they had a padded room. And I went to the lady at the desk. I said, ma'am, can I go into that room? She said, ma'am, you're no threat to anybody. I said, I know it. But I need to go in there. But when I went into that room, they allowed me to go in that room once a day. And I went into that room. I dropped down to my knees. And all I remember crying out to God, are you there? Please help me. I'm scared. I'm lost. I don't know what to do. And when they released me from the hospital, although my situation did not immediately turn around, I knew something was different.
Man.
I had matriculated through college, my associates, my bachelor's, my MBA. But now when I got accepted to the PhD program, I did want to bungee jump up to heaven and high five my man. When I look back, I'm still in awe. Mentally, my mental health was not in a good place. That was a lot. I had 12 eyes watching me. And to be honest with you, it's the humiliation, the being ostracized from family and laughed at, this girl trying to go to college, she's homeless. And when I enrolled in college, we lived in a board-up house of squatters. And I was scared out of my mind, but I knew I had to do something. I knew nobody was coming to save us. And for me, when I enrolled in college 2007, that was the beginning of the turning point of me changing the trajectory of my life.
Wow.
That is, to me, that's amazing, because you just shared that you was at the point that I've given up. I'm done. I can't do this. You tried to be there for your children, but that weight was so much on you that you just threw your hands up. But again, people that are listening in today, sometimes we have to get to that point that we seek him out. And that's the other thing. The other thing is, some people, I was raised in the church and I was doing this and that and stuff like that. We all lose our way. We all have places in our lives different from yours, Dr. Holden, but we have places where we doubt, places where we struggle. But the fact that you knew, I have to go in that room so I could be one-on-one.
Yeah.
And I can just be at a place where nobody can see me and it's just me and God. When I fall to my knees, I can cry, I can hit the wall, I can bang on stuff and realize that, throw my hands up. God, I need your help. And that's the last resort, and see how he comes through.
Well, thank you, Mrs. Scribe. Before we go into more conversation, you guys, we got to take our second break. But when we come back, as you guys can see, we are really, really being transparent here. And thank you, Dr. Holden, for, starting this conversation. Because what we do know, each and every show, you guys, these shows can bring light to the darkness. And that's what we're doing here today with Dr. Holden, just, laying it all bare. Because she does know that her testimony will save someone's life. So once again, please hit that share button, you guys, because there might be someone that you know or somebody you may not know that needs to hear this testimony. You're listening and watching Level Up, real talk that takes you higher. I am your host, Angee from the V. We'll be right back.
See, now this is one of those old school rules.
I'm protected. You can't touch me. I'm resurrected. You can't crush me. I'm taking my time now. You can't rush me. I'm in this bubble. You can't bust me. Oh, I'm protected. You can't touch me. I'm resurrected. You can't crush me. I'm taking my time though. You can't rush me. I'm in this bubble. You can't bust me. Oh, spinning round like a carousel. Never sick, still looking well. He helped me win on the battlefield. And I tell the truth like a tattletale. And I'm out of jail like I'm out on bail. And I don't feel like I don't tell the whole truth. Without Christ, it's like a ship without a sail. Look, back in the day, lagging away, I just happened to pray. After the day, he just happened to say he loves me. Defeated my enemies like an animal. Attacking the prey, they say he evil. Jesus, he just wanna save people. Ain't no way we gonna stay equal. Grab your wings and soar with the eagles. Protected by the shield and by the sword. Every blessing that you got comes by the Lord. He got keys to the gates and keys to death and hell and the grave. He'll set you free like you was a slave. You'll run real fast like you was the lame. I'm protected. You can't touch me. I'm resurrected. You can't crush me. I'm taking my time now. You can't rush me. I'm in this bubble. You can't bust me. Oh, I'm protected. You can't touch me. I'm resurrected. You can't crush me. I'm taking my time. No, you can't rush me. I'm in this bubble. You can't bust me. Oh, I'm protected in this bubble like bubble wrap. He's knocking on the door of your heart like double tap. Praise him twice, double clap. He just set up a double trap. The enemy fell in and God chopped him with his double axe. Facts, all of the chains he is breaking it. Satan's kingdom he is shaking it. All this evil I am forsaking it. The kingdom of heaven I'm making it. Made in Satan, hating, blessings. You know I'm gon' rake in. Ain't going nowhere, they all staying. If you wonder where I'm at, I'm gon' face in this water. Oh yes, no stress, and he will bless you. Holiness, holiness, I roll with the Lord, ain't no loneliness. Only this power of God I am holding it. Taking my freedom back, I am not loaning it. I am protected. You can't touch me. I'm resurrected. You can't crush me. I'm taking my time now. You can't rush me. I'm in this bubble. You can't bust me. Oh, I'm protected. You can't touch me. I'm resurrected. You can't crush me. I'm taking my time. No, you can't rush me. I'm in this bubble. You can't bust me. Oh, I'm protected.
Have you been sluggish, bloated, overweight? You could be toxic from your environment, food, and medications. It's time for a clean start. Come by or book online today.
Unveiled Treasures Bookstore. We offer a variety of items: church supplies, homeschool resources, music, books, and gifts. Our free ministry partners online affiliate program provides a collection of Christian resources. Unveiled Treasures. Exquisite jewels to enrich your soul.
Hello everyone, I'm Dr. LaTarsha Holden, and welcome to Ask the Good Doctor. And we are live here at the Essex Culinary Resort and Spa.
We're here at the Wellness Warriors Weekend, and there are lots of wonderful local companies here representing products that are wellness-based.
Hi there, good morning. We just finished one of our enjoyed myself. It's too homeless. Then I can get the 2 hour drive there. I feel like I'm 20 again.
We got to relax and really breathe and really connect with our bodies, and I loved it. that this book is, it's your story. It's your story. It's your story. It's everybody's story. You must stand where there is darkness. You must find light.
It was Grandma who instilled in her that she must hold her head up straight.
If you've got to be 25 or 30 years old, you've not talked with a therapist, put the book down and go get a therapist.
Finding vision, compassion, authenticity, abundance, and legacy.
As the theme goes so far this evening, you gotta get that stuff out.
I consistently pause before I speak. I'm Dr. Wilma Hunt Watts, a podiatric physician and surgeon, also known as a podiatrist.
We're here doing a pain management clinic.
All of these skincare collections are designed to be mixed and matched, depending on what your skincare needs are.
Time, energy, and I'm looking forward to doing it again.
And today we are doing Kitchen Warriors. At Kitchen Warriors, I actually prepare a meal, teach everyone how to make it, and then we sit down and eat it together. This is from outside. This is the whole farm to table concept here at the Essence.
The fruits of the Spirit have been reignited inside of me. So I'm walking out of here with my joy, with my peace, and my love. So I am a better mother, a better wife when I go back home.
This is Terrell Murphy. Get inspired with Level Up. Real talk that takes you higher.
You are listening to Level Up with Sisters of the Skies Incorporated.
Hey, this is Richard Shaw Jr. Make sure you're believing again. Also, level up. Check them out every Sunday from 3 to 6 p.m.
Hi, this is Amos Johnson, pastor of Church for Entrepreneurs. Let's level up. Check them out every Sunday from 3 to 6 p.m.
This is Jackie, Hollywood Mims. Listen or watch Level Up each and every Sunday from 3 to 6 p.m.
And welcome back to Level Up, Real Talk that takes you higher. I am your host, Angee from the B. Welcome back, everyone. And thank you guys for hanging out with us this beautiful Sunday afternoon. Hey, in case you did not hear, you guys can also check out the show during live streaming at The Real Level Up on YouTube. Yes, head on over to our YouTube channel and please hit that subscribe button. All right, let's get right back into our conversation with Dr. LaTarsha Holden, and we are talking about from homeless to overcomer. Oh my gosh, Dr. Holden, when you just gave us a little bit of your testimony about how you overcame your homelessness. I know we got more to talk about, but one thing I wanted to point out in case anyone is just joining us or they heard it, but maybe it didn't sink in. When you were talking about your children, listen, if you guys missed that first part of our conversation, she's talking about not just being homeless herself, Level Up Nation. She was raising 6 kids during that time. And the thing that struck me, Dr. Holden, was when you said, I did not want the streets to have them. I know I'm paraphrasing, but when you did not want the jailhouse to hold them. I'm like, if we did not hear that one, I mean, that is motivation in of itself. I wanted you to go right back to that point because I like to dig in, Dr. Holden. I just, literally your thought process, because I know all you could think about was what is going to save my life are these 6 kids. But what is heavy on my life is raising the 6 kids. So, the dynamic of the two, Dr. Holden, just, kind of give us a little insight on your thought process. Well, not only that, I look at it this way, not just your thought process, but the conversations that you had with God. That's what talk to us, Dr. Holden.
Well, the stress, I changed. It changed me. I no longer could operate in my feminine energy. I was strictly operating in masculine energy.
Okay.
I had to protect my kids. You know, part of me, the human side of me, thought about dancing. I'm just gonna keep it real. When your back is against the wall,
yeah,
you start to think some crazy stuff. When you're riding around all day trying to figure out where you're gonna lay your head, and the kids are complaining and crying, and I thought about dancing, and I called the girlfriend, and I say, hey, she knew what I was going through. I said, I'm thinking about dancing. She started to laugh. She said, I'm not laughing at you because you're nice looking, you got a nice body. I'm not laughing at that. She said, they will eat you up alive. She was like, that is not the way you want to go. But for me, I became more of a shell of a person because at that point I was already raised, you're nobody. It's nothing good about you. So I was already raised. So for me, the humiliation, my nieces and nephews, mess with my kids because my kids didn't have, and they didn't have the up. So for me, it was the mental. All I knew, God has the power to do whatever He wants, when He wants, how He wants. But I often tell people, God did not magically change my life. I had to be a willing participant in my own deliverance.
Come on.
That's the key.
No matter how much I cried out to Him, how much I pleaded with Him, until I got to a place and said, you know what, I don't care who laughing at me. I don't care who talking about me in the family, who think I'm nobody. I'm going to keep going. And I tell you, when my son called me when I was running for city council in 2017, because after he came out of homeless, I made a vow to God. God, if you give me my homelessness and hopelessness, I'll go back and fight for others. And so I ran in 2017. Oftentimes when we're in predicaments, we make these vows to God, but when we bring us out, how many times do we go back and fulfill what we say we're going to do? And I didn't know nobody. I was it was 8 of us in that race. We was actually running for city council, the district that Keisha Bottles vacated so she could run for mayor.
Right.
So I'm like the underdog in the race. I'm actually the person that came from homeless. I got my degrees, and I said, I got to go back, because when I rolled down Campbellton Road, and I saw that look of that mother pushing that stroller, that look I know all too well. When I saw my brothers walking, they twisting their dreadlocks, that look of despair, and we were like, what I'm going to do? I just knew I had to go back and to fight for others. I just knew I had to do something. Although I did not win that seat, I did very well for that to be my first race. And just to show you how much I didn't have family. I'm born and raised here, probably 100-some family members, nobody helped. I was the talk of the town. At this point, this is what I heard from a couple of family members. You're going to make us look bad. See, when God is doing stuff in your life, a lot of times people don't think you're going to make it to the other side. So now people are saying, you're going to make us look bad. You got to tell you was homeless and you got all your family members here. My thing is this. If you want to be talked about nice in people's story, treat them good. You never know what God will do in somebody's life. But for me, that was, I'm Miss Scribe, but that was the thing.
No. Say what you got to say. This is very, very important, Dr. Holden.
I had to learn. I think for me, the way of, I was rejected. Oh my God, the rejection was, I'm born and raised here. Nobody believed in me. That's why I don't do nothing unless He tells me everything. I'm not out here trying to be at every meeting that Atlanta have, the social life. I don't have to worry about that. You can't tell me. Last year I became Georgia and National Mother of the Year. When I made National Mother of the Year, I made United States history as the 85th woman that would hold that title. You can't, only God could take 14 years ago, the only people knew me was the welfare office. Only God can take somebody from there from homeless to a doctor, from homeless to running for city council to a 14-time. Only God. There's no way I would ever take in His glory, because had it not been for His mercy and grace, I didn't have it. I'm just gonna be honest. I was a nobody. Nobody knew me. But I'm just keeping. Nobody knew me but the welfare office. I had no child support coming in. It was just me, and I had food stamps. That's how I was able to feed my kids. I remember one time we was driving around the city of Atlanta, and those who were from here, and the kids in the background, they crying in the car, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm crying. I'm like, I don't know where we're gonna go. And I heard a still small voice say, go to Berean Christian Bookstore on Cleveland Avenue. And I shook my head, because I'm like, when you're crying so much, it kind of blew it. I'm like, what are you talking talking about? I heard the voice again. Go to Berean Christian Bookstore on Cleveland Avenue. Your help is there. And I tell this part of the story because I don't know whether they was angels, but if they wasn't, I would love to meet these people. I walked into the bookstore and I was drawn to this lady that was standing reading a book. I can't even remember what she looked like, but I just remember the people. And I went to her and I told her what was going on. She said, well, hold on, I'm going to talk to my husband. She come back. She said, ma'am, do you have a car? I said, yes, ma'am. She said, well, follow us for one night. These people treat us like we was out of town guests. When I say she threw a Sunday feast, she cooked dinner. I mean, they prayed with us the next day when we left their house. But for one night, God gave us a place that we can lay our heads and call home. Right today, I don't even know what these people are angels. But when we left the next day, she prayed for us and she gave me $60. And I tell you, if they're not angels, I would love to meet them because that was a pivotal moment in my life. But I just kept going. I didn't know what else to do. I just knew I had a moral duty first. As a minister, I believe ministry starts in-house. I think oftentimes people want to go outside the house and minister. Not saying you can be the best parent, still your kids can go wayward. But I just believe ministry starts in-house first. Try to save those in your household first before you try to go out and preach to other people what they should be doing with their lives. And so for me, I tell you, God does nothing else for me. But He's allowed me to see all of my kids are now 18 and over. He's done enough.
That's what I see. What I see in your story, Dr. Holden, is that what your kids saw what you was dealing with and what you was going through. And I know it was difficult, like you said, kids in the back crying, wanting to be kids, your family talking about you, everybody's talking about you. Everything is against you. Everything is against you to not make it. The enemy's attacking you. Look at you. You're homeless. You got 6 kids. You done messed up. You ain't got no man in your life. You ain't getting no child support. None of that. Let's just keep it real, people. God stepped in, plucked you out. Your kids saw that. And what that did for them, it made God real to them. Because had that not happened, maybe they never would have believed in God or moved in that direction. They didn't have to go to church. They didn't have to be reading the Bible every day. They just watched what their mother did and said, there's no way that my mother could have made where she's at. And I was there. Your son was there. Your daughters was there. We saw her day to day. So the fact that she made it out of that, there could be nobody else but God to be able to do that. And to your family members, I'll tell anybody this any day. We can love on each other. We can be there for each other. But man will always disappoint you. At the end of the day, the only one that's going to be in your corner 100%, 365, 24 hours is God. And I love my family. I love the fact that I have family having history, but you're ignored. They do certain things that they look at certain things as important more so than you. They doing certain things. But when things turn around, the conversation change. All of a sudden now, or you're going to embarrass us if you run for office. You don't win, but you do a good showing and you show what God can do. Now all of a sudden they're coming back. And to not have the attitude of, because you know how we can be with our ego. I told y'all didn't believe in me. Look at me now. Look, I can tell just by knowing you for the few minutes that I've known you. You didn't have to say a word.
I did. I did. I remember when I was running for city council, my son, he was stationed in Tennessee. And he got a call. You know, when your kids get grown, they rarely call everybody doing their things. But when I was coming from a forum, his voice sounded different on the phone. So I immediately went into, do you need me? I'm ready to rush down to Tennessee. And he said, Mother, he said, would you do me the honors of coming to Tennessee and pin me at my ceremony to Staff Sergeant Holden?
Oh, wow.
That's big.
That's big.
I just started crying, and because immediately, although I was no longer homeless, the residue. You know, if you've been treated like you're nobody for 30, you might not be doing. I've never did drugs, never drink, but the residue of what my family told me since I was a young teenager, you're nobody. You can't do. I'm like, why would you call me? I thought you'd call somebody else. He said, had it not been for you. Exactly. He said, Mother, I heard you crying in the midnight hour. I know everybody was laughing at us and talking about us. He said, you're a nice looking lady. You could have did anything. You could have started drinking, drug, partying. He said, you could even gave us up. He said, but because you didn't give up, this is the reason I'm calling you mother. What would we have been had you gave up? Yes, would you do me the honors of pinning me to Staff Sergeant Hall? I tell you, that's one of the best phone calls today.
And that's gratitude. That's gratitude and humbleness. Your kids get it. Your kids got it. They grew up, and what they did when they so-called made it, they remembered what you did. And that's what I don't tell people, but here's an example: being grateful and being humble and giving reverence to a person that's done something good for you. Too many times people do good things for other people and they'll step all over them, and as soon as they get where they need to go, forget about them and push them to the side. That's not what we as believers should be doing. Your story is so powerful because how do you start off? I'm nobody. I was nobody. Nobody gave me a chance. Nobody. And that shows what I can do. Look throughout the Bible. God took people that other people, they ain't going to amount to nothing. They're not going to be able to do something. And as you read Old Testament and New Testament, what God did use, He used kings to glorify Him by hardening their hearts and having them do certain things. But the people that did the work, look at all of them. Yes. Not all of them, but most of them were people that you were passing by in the street, would even look at them and just keep on going. Those are the people that He used because it makes a more powerful testimony when He takes a person from nothing. A place to something. Because when people look, I remember her. That's the woman with the 6 kids that was driving around in a. It has a tremendous impact when people. Because if you lived in a mansion and all of that, it wouldn't have the same. Exactly. It wouldn't have the same kind of bite to it. To the fact that I remember her. And I tell you, I remember. I had to learn. One of my undergrad professors told the class that the world belongs to those who are disciplined. So while I was homeless, I had to learn the art of being disciplined. I had to learn how to organize my time, how to delegate, this, and how to have them phone calls that you could be on, you think gonna be 30 minutes, hours, and you look up, time is gone. I had to learn how to become a disciplined woman in my studies. Nothing I take for granted. I told my 6 children while we was homeless, I have never seen a U-Haul following a funeral procession line. Always remain servant leaders at heart. I said, there's nothing wrong with having nice things. I want nice things. It's a problem when a nice thing starts to have you. The nice things start to have you when you start on somebody. When you got family, when you're married and you want to work 60, 70 hours, because now you're trying to climb the corporate ladder. I said, God is using me because He's trying to show people that you don't have to see the world's way. You got to be connected. You got to be in this certain group. You got to be in this certain clique for God to move in your life. I've got more wars, and you see behind me, Black Enterprise reached out just a couple of months ago and interviewed me. Bang didn't do this. I don't know the people. God will place you. He said, I will place you. He will. The brain you see. And then the other part of that is, here's the thing, and I can relate to this in somewhat. I was never homeless, but when God strips everything away from you, when you start to get things, those things are not important. Yeah, I do. I like to dress nice. I like to look nice and, give a little suit on and stuff like that. But it doesn't mean anything to me. If I lose it, it doesn't matter. Just like for you, you'll get nice things. I'm happy to have it, but it doesn't define who I am. Because those things, there was a time I couldn't even dream about having those things. And now that I have them, you're more grateful, you're more appreciative, and you're more genuine. And you know where it comes from. That's the other part. It wasn't just given to you. God provided it for you. I don't mean to take so much time, Angee, but He's got me in a certain place right now. Because this right, the conversation we're having is reaching beyond the 3 of us and reaching out to the people that are listening.
Before we go to break, though, I do want to get in some comments that people are having so that you can hear them, Dr. Holden. Well, what our diamond, Doris Walker said, yes, her transparency is very real. Grace is saying, wow, God has His hands on you and your family. When you lifted your hands up to Him, God took the wheel. And so what people are starting to, get and understand, Dr. LaTarsha Holden, is that when God is there, who else can be there? They'll just be in the way. And so, I just like Nolan said, we love our family, but when you give it all up to God and you got to that place that there was nobody else there but God, look what happens. And I'm hoping and praying that the Level Up Nation, that you guys are truly, truly listening and watching everything that she is saying, because thank you, Mr. Nolan. We have known her for so many years that she's not putting on any airs, and she is not trying to impress no one.
I just met her, and I'm impressed. You've known her for a long time, but I'm impressed. But she's not trying to impress, but just sharing. Impressed.
She's just sharing her life story, but she's always been that way, you guys. So we're going to take our break, and when we come on the other side of the break, we're going to have continue conversations with Dr. Holden. But we have a surprise. I definitely want to let you guys know that we have a surprise after our 4:40 break. So you definitely don't want to miss that, and you definitely don't want to miss any part of that show. You're listening and watching Level Up, real talk that takes you higher. I am your host, Angee from The B. We'll be right back.
Every time I see your face, there's something about you takes me away. Oh, your glow, you shine every day, bright, relaxing like we're in an oasis. Ooh, there's no fuss, no fight, there's no wrong, it's alright with you. So when I'm with you, girl, it feels like paradise. It's that look in your eyes lets me know. Say, girl, I know that it's love. It's the light of love. Yeah, so delightful love. Take a flight of love. It takes me away. It's the light of love. It's so delightful love. It's the lightness of love. Oh, some call it cloud nine, but I prefer to call it your presence. Oh, some say they falling in, but there's no tripping when you're in heaven. Oh, there's no fuss, no fight, no wrong, it's alright with you. So when I'm with you, girl, it feels like paradise. It's that look in your eyes lets me know. Sing, girl, I know that it's love. It's the light of love. So delightful love. It's the light of love. It takes me away. It's the light of love. It's so delightful love. It's the lightness of love. And I see the light. So delightful love. Take a flight of love. It takes me away. It's the light of love. It's so delightful love. It's the light. It's the lightness of love. La 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 la. It's love. Oh, I can't help but say la 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 la. Say it's love. It's the lightness of love. Oh, fall, but if I did nothing could break me. Don't let fear get in front of you. Know just where you wanna go. Know in your heart you'll right. Whatever is ahead of you, there is something that you should know. You're in for such a beautiful ride, and so I believe, oh I believe, look how far you've come from where you came from. Look at where you're going. Look how far you've come from where you came from. Look at where you're going. Gold skies over hill and the highway. My time thinking about the future going my way. I learned ain't no use in pretending, so I'll give my all, and I'll always know the place of my beginning. Don't let doubt get in front of you. Know just where you wanna be. Know in your heart you'll arrive. Just when you think you know enough, you got so much to see. You're in for such a beautiful ride, and so I believe, oh I look how far you've come from where you came from. Look at where you're going. Look how far you've come from where you came from. Look at where you're going. The possibilities of what you can be will never end. So just begin. The possibilities of what you will be will never end. So just begin. Won't you look how far you've come from where you came from? Look at where you're going. Look how far you've come from where you started from. Look at where you're going.
Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you tried, things just still go wrong?
Many times.
What do?
I let go and let God.
All I'm asking from you is to bump up our credit limit to where it was.
It's declined.
We're experiencing some financial hardships at the moment.
You have 6 days to make payment.
I can't believe this is happening.
You know, I never asked you to pray with me.
It's you and me. We got this. God wants to help you, Peter.
Excuse me?
But you're not letting him in.
I did once. Last time we spoke, You took a man away from me I loved dearly. From that day, I swore to take matters into my own hands. But now I don't know what to do.
I know that you don't believe, but I will pray for you.
I love you so much.
Gabi mo.
There's a miracle. You believe in miracles? Listen, if you need me, you call me.
All of the angels in heaven are rejoicing. You gotta know that everything is gonna be okay.
What you want, baby, I got it. What you need, you know I got it. All I'm asking is for a little respect when you get home. Hey, baby, when you come home, darling, I'm every woman. It's all in me. I can reach your close right now. If you want from A to Z.
Hello, my name is Rodney Damon Collins. I'm an actor, producer, author, and speaker. I'm excited to share my first book entitled Shattered, A Journey Through the Pieces. I wrote this book because there are millions of people like me in this world who are searching for purpose while navigating emotional distress. This book is for anyone who wants to be the producer of their own life. The reader will be encouraged to know that if they, 1, keep God first, 2, learn how to make peace with the pieces in our lives, and finally, 3, never deter from your dreams, that you will see your purpose fulfilled. I love you, and go grab this book on Amazon.com, Shattered, A Journey Through the Pieces.
Hey guys, Vibe with Mr. Scribe on Level Up.
It's your girl, Dr. Monique Frazier, owner of Prestige Decor and More. Let's level up on Sundays, 3 to 6 p.m. Ordinary people with extraordinary stories.
Hey, this is Dr. Crystal of Kaleidoscope Counseling Center. Level up with me and Angee from the B every Sunday from 3 to 6 p.m.
Are you ready to go higher? Hey, this is the Minister April Leland of Woman to Woman and Associates and Motivational Moments with me, your spiritual soldier. Keep it locked right here as we level up, giving a voice to the unvoiced with real talk that takes you higher. We are ordinary people with extraordinary stories.
And welcome back to Level Up, Real Talk that takes you higher. I am your host, Angee from the B. Welcome back, everyone. And thank you guys for hanging out with us this beautiful Sunday afternoon. Hey, did you know you can head on over to The Real Level Up? That's The Real Level Up on YouTube. There, I want you guys to hit that subscribe button. Also, there's a way that you can share on YouTube as well. But if you're right here on Facebook, please hit that share button, you guys. We are talking with Dr. LaTarsha Holden, and our topic for today is from homeless to overcomer, where we're having a really poignant discussion, everyone. And let me tell you, Dr. Holden, you are being as transparent can be. As I said to you guys before we went to our break, she is not putting on any airs, you guys. These are true stories that she has lived and has been, really going around the country talking about her story just because, as she said, God said so. There's no one that wants to talk about any of their, their past that will embarrass anyone. But one thing that I took away from that last segment, Dr. Holden, was the relationship you have with your family and how they didn't believe. I just have to say personally that I want people that are listening to the show right now to understand that a lot of times people will not understand your purpose. They won't. They don't get it, especially if your purpose calls you to a higher level of transparency, a higher level of getting your story out to so many people. A lot of people are just don't want to be that truthful, Dr. Holden. They don't want to be, exposed. People will say all kind of things. Why do you want to, put your story out there? What goes on in this house stays. I've heard that a lot of times because, for both Mr. Scribe and myself, we talk about our stories all the time. And we also find our stories in so many of the stories of the people that come on the show. Because listen, when you guys are giving your testimony, you will find that a lot of the things that you go through, so many other people go through the same thing. And that's why God allows us to have testimonies. Our mess can become a message. Our tests can become testimonies for those that, especially for those that are going through something that could be as devastating as Dr. LaTarsha Holden told you guys in so many ways that she wanted to give up, but she didn't. That small, still voice asked her to keep going. And the one thing that this last thing that you said, Dr. Holden, is when you heard that voice told you to go to a specific place and a location to meet with the people. And I've experienced that so many times that I'm just like, oh my gosh, that's my story too. I've experienced where you just don't know and understand why that small voice is telling you to go to a specific place at a specific time to meet a specific person. But that's how God works. And we miss a lot of our connections. I don't want to just say blessings. We miss so many of our connections to God because sometimes we just don't even believe that small, still voice. And that's what a lot of people don't get, Dr. Holden. And I wanted you to kind of, speak on that.
Now, I was going to jump in right before Dr. Holden. Being obedient is the other thing, too. That little voice can say something to you, but you know that that's the voice coming from God and not the enemy, because the enemy is also telling you to do certain things. Like when you shared, you thought about going into the dancing thing.
Oh, yeah.
I reached out to a friend of yours to basically, when you was talking to her, well, I'm thinking about doing this. The fact that you even shared it, and what did she come back with? That's not a path you want to go down. And you was obedient enough to listen, because sometimes people can be hard-headed. We can be hard-headed sometimes. But I'm going to do what I want to do anyway and go down that path, and it ends up not being a good thing. We've all known we've made choices against what God told us, and we all know how that turned out.
You said something, and I think for me, when people think of home, they think of drugs. No, there was no drugs, no alcohol. So here I am going through this thing sober as you could be sober, sober-minded. But I just knew how you start a thing is how you're going to have to keep that thing going to keep the result that you got to start. And I just knew, I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to sell myself out. If it just take me 5-6 years to struggle, because you know what I'm saying, I even when I ran for whoever's watching, if you're in a position where you feel like I want to climb the corporate ladder, or I want to kind of boost myself up, because social media have you think everybody is looking and got it glam. But one thing I want to encourage you, even when I ran for city council, a couple of guys came to me and hey, they knew the in crowd, hey, if you go out with me, I can hook you up. And I thought about it. I said, no, because how I start something is how I'm going to have to keep that thing going. I'm good. God done got me this far. If I win, I win. If I lose, I lose. I think in order for me, one thing my son said in the Marines, he said, you wasn't a parent that said one thing and did something different. He said, that's how we didn't see you. You told us not to drink it and don't do drugs. We didn't see you drink and do drugs. So he said, it was your example that for me, that kept me going. And, and so I said, wow. But I just want to encourage somebody. I'm just feeling, one thing I had to do, I had to learn how to chase purpose and not perfection. In that situation, and for me not to have any money, and because the money didn't come, I didn't have money. I was literally building brick by brick. So I had to learn. When I started writing my books, we got my life story. When I started writing books, my parenting guide just came out last year, my book on leadership and other children's books, and I didn't know nobody to help me market. I didn't have money for a PR person. So I had to learn how to chase purpose. Well, okay, I don't have no money, God, to market this stuff, but my goal wasn't just a New York bestseller. My goal was, you know what? I'm going to do what I believe God has called me to do. When I wrote my children's books, I'm reaching out to the children to teach them love and kindness. When I wrote my life story, I don't know nobody, God, but I'm going to do what you told me to do and write it. So when I came out of the storm, see, if I had been disobedient and waited till everything was perfect, I would have never enrolled in college. To enroll in college, living in a boarded-up house as squatters, I remember sitting on the front porch, a fire truck went down, they was going to a fire around the corner. When they came back up the street, they stopped in front of the house. He said, ma'am, you live in that house? I was nervous. I'm like, oh, Lord. I said, yes. He said, well, ma'am, you can't live in the house with the boards up. You're going to take the boards off the room. They didn't know we were squatting, so I just played it off and got a couple of neighbors to take off the boards, But chase purpose, not profession. The time will never be right to do anything. And for me, my goal is on God. I don't look at nothing here. Like you said, Mr. Scribe, I thank God for all the wars. And if I tell people, 14 years ago, nothing happens overnight. 14 years ago, nobody wasn't interviewing me. It's 13, 14 years later, I've been asked to speak to college students in India. That's the thing. I think we give up in the midst of the storm. When we don't see nothing happening, and I wanted to give up. God, what's going on? I'm trying, I'm pushing God. I keep going, God, nothing ain't happening, Here I am 14 years later. So many awards and interviews all around the world. Only God. That's why I'm not moved by anything. I don't seek to be inside the in crowd of Atlanta. Wherever God sends me, that's just my goal. I just do what He called me to do. And you know what I'm saying? I've learned how to be content no matter what situation.
There you go. That's it right there.
It don't faze me, And whoever's watching, I keep hearing, I don't have nobody to help me. I asked God, why you don't allow nobody to help me? I got all these family members. He said, the reason I didn't allow people to help you because I didn't want no one to say, had it not been for them, she wouldn't be what she is. He said, nobody can take my glory. And I tell you, when He said that, He showed right because it wasn't nobody but Him that helped me just get
and nobody can say, nobody can claim it, nobody can say nothing. Because you know it, your kids know it, and the people that saw your situation see it too. They knew. Nobody lifted a finger.
Nobody did anything. And I learned how to do stuff with the little that I had. Like last year, Angee, you remember I came to you about the mother cry out for the community. I'm not moved by numbers. If it's 3 people and God told me go on that street corner with 2 other people and say something, I'm gonna go. I'm not moved by numbers. When you walk with God, when you haven't been in the wilderness, I'm talking about the wilderness. When you haven't been there, you walk differently. You talk differently. The outside world no longer faze you. I'm not trying to fit in. I still don't have the name brand clothes and I'm just now coming out my storm. I'm not trying to fit in with how everybody look. Who got if I have on a lot, I'm just me. I finally.
Did you hear what she said? Did you guys listening hear what she said? Once you come through the storm, you remember the storm. Not that you're not gonna go through it again, but you remember the storm. And what the storm does, it humbles you. It shows you grace. It shows you humility. So therefore, when you come out of it, you're not this big, egotistical type person that, now that I'm out of the storm, I can do this and I can do that. She just shared with everybody. I don't have to have designer clothes. If I get some, that's fine, but it's not necessary. Do I have to go in these particular circle of people? If God takes me there, I will gladly go. But if He's not directing me to go over there, I'm not missing anything. The way we get caught up in, we want to go to this clique. We got to be part of this. We got to be part of that to define who we are. All we have to do is let God. God will show people who you are. You don't have to go out there and grandstand and do any of those things, because he'll do it. And again, the path, it could be a long-suffering path. Everybody wants something right away. Everybody wants success to pop up. 14 years for her took Moses 40 years.
Yeah, and
God got him ready to do what he needed to do.
And oh my God, I just want to piggyback off that. I would in April of this year, Hollywood producer reached out to me, said, "Hey, we would like you to be a guest on To Tell the Truth with Anthony Anderson." Flew me out there. The show aired June 13th. Only God, that's what I'm saying. Please just walk with him. It's no man here in Atlanta. It's nobody that I had to sell out for to get that connection. I had to go do something. I don't know how Hollywood producer even found me. I thought it was an April Fool joke, because they contacted me on April 1st. So when we had the Zoom call, I'm like, and she started laughing. She started, think about that. It is April 1st. She said, no, it's not. But from homeless to Hollywood, God, and they took care of everything. I tell you, that's why my goal here is I'm not moved by this stuff is temporal. It's all an illusion.
Correct.
When we leave,
temporary.
When we leave here, these people, if you don't have a will, most likely your family and everybody gonna fight over your little stuff anyway. We can't take this stuff with us. So my thing is, but I tell you this, my God did give me closure with my mom. 2 years ago, she passed. She had a stroke, and she was in and out of rehab for about a year. But she never. We wasn't raised in the church, but this is how God just. I think he just do stuff, let me know, God, I just love you. And I went over there one day to feed her. And when I clicked on the light in her room, I've never heard her do this. She said, Jesus is Lord, Jesus is Lord. When she looked at me, that's what she said. And I was like, I'm like, yeah, you're right. And I started to feed her. And she said, I want to apologize. She said, and she kept saying, you're not evil. She said, you have always had a good heart. You're not an evil person. You have always been loving, and you ain't did nothing to nobody. And a couple days later, she had a stroke. She never met, and she passed. But God, all my life, I tell you, I'm a small top woman. But when I walked out that house that day, y'all, I ain't gonna lie, I was like, get on out my way, everybody. Get on.
Look at that. But look at that, though.
Look at
your
that.
Whole life, you have been told a certain thing your whole entire life, and God just sprinkled all these different things. And that was like with me and my father. Me and my father had a difficult relationship, but as he got older, and then when he had a stroke, when I went to see him in the hospital, it was me and my brother flew up to New York. This is like 20-something years ago. And he was like, well, why are you here? I said, I'm your son. Why wouldn't I be here if you're not well? And we reconciled. He never told me he loved me. But just the vibe that was there, and I helped him go to the restroom and brought him back. The way he looked at me and how we connected let me know that, son, I'm proud of the things you've done. We've had our issues over the years, but and that's the closure that I got. So that was part of so it does happen where God validates things in your life. And as soon as it happens, like you said, you walked out of that house.
I walked out like, and my son was there, and God will always have a witness. See, just in case a witness. My son, he allowed one of my children to hear. And when I walked out the house, my son said, all this time you thought you was crazy. All this time they treat you. I wasn't doing that. But I'm the darker. Both of my sisters are like Tisha Campbell light. So I didn't know. But when she just kept saying, you're not evil. But it was just something like click that light on. She just started proclaiming Jesus is Lord. But God allowed all that time I was raised. I was evil. Something was wrong with me. And I tell you that day. So yeah. So that right there God did that. I just say thank you.
And the times that we're living in now, look at mental illness.
Okay, hold that thought, because we got to go to break.
I get so hyped up about to get me going to the break.
All right, we got to take our break, you guys. You don't want to miss any other part of this show. Please hit that share button. When we come back, we've got our surprise coming. We got our surprise coming in the next segment, you guys. You don't want to miss it. You're listening and watching Level Up, Real Talk that takes you higher. I am your host, Angee from the B. We'll be right back.
to let the man know is we are peaceful people. We are loving people. We love everybody who loves us. But we don't love anybody who doesn't love us. We're nonviolent with people who are nonviolent with us. But we are not nonviolent with anyone who is violent with us.
History, life in quarantine, nowhere to hide, it's worldwide. We can agree to disagree, but it don't matter now, this is life. We can chill face to face and debate what is fact and what is been a lie. We can pull every card and go hard with the truth, yet be brutalized. When it's all said and done, what we have and what we won't bring back alive. All we really need to do is hang on and speak life.
To bring about the complete independence of people of African descent here in the Western Hemisphere and first here in the United States, and bring about the freedom of these people by any means necessary.
In every way, let the people see, let them see, and make sure you know you're right. Oh, when you speak, don't believe, no, this is your defeat. Don't incriminate your mind. Oh, be free. Let us join hand in hand as we stand and demand our equality. Let them know how you feel, 'cause you wanna walk across the street stress-free. Without that hang, when it's all said and done, what we have and what we won't bring back alive. All we really need to do is stand strong and speak life. It's your life. Come on. Will you fight? It's time. Yeah.
But when someone attacks you, when someone comes at you with a club, when someone comes at you with a rope, when someone comes at you with a gun, despite the fact that you've done nothing, he tells you, suffer peacefully. Pray for those who use you despitefully. Be long-suffering. And how long can you suffer after suffering for 400 years?
Don't have to be afraid. Take a breath and step out on your faith. It's okay, don't have to be afraid. Just relax, let Jesus guide your way. And just shine, 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 oh, shine, 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 TNT, this is Kia Carr, and I have a new album out called Life, Love, and Hope, and you can get it on www.kiacarr.com. That's KIAKERR.com. Again, I just finished Sizzling Sundays, and my name is Kia Carr. New artist out, Life, Love, and Hope, new album, KiaCarr.com, KIAKERR. Thank you so much. God bless.
I knew something was wrong with my body.
My name is Kelly Bryant, and I am the face of a type 2 diabetic. I am also the author of a book series called Numbers that is available on Amazon. The series is about how I use the low-carb diet lifestyle to get my numbers in non-diabetic range. I am living proof that it is possible to go from a 16.6 A1C to a 5.2. So let's kick type 2 diabetes, one number at a time.
Unveiled Treasures Bookstore. We offer a variety of items: church supplies, homeschool resources, music, books, and gifts. Our free ministry partners online affiliate program provides a collection of Christian resources. Unveiled Treasures, exquisite jewels to enrich your soul.
Hey, this is Nolan Holloway, a.k.a. Mr. Scribe. Just letting you know that I have 3 books of poetry that's available on Amazon.com. So when you get a chance, go to Amazon.com, look up Nolan P. Holloway Jr., not Mr. Scribe, and pick up one of my books for your enjoyment. Peace.
You know, babies and beards is a calling. You don't see too many images of black fathers portrayed in the media. But I know for a fact on the ground level, it's a lot of brothers who beat all odds to get the job done daily. The job is passing knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to the next generation, despite the role you may play in the lives of the youth. I hear a lot of brothers say, well, what if I don't have a beard? It works on skin too, and the strength of a beard is manhood. What if I don't have a baby? Part of our purpose on earth is to keep the kids safe, no matter the relationship. At least that's what I thought. Our product helps spread the message around the world as a symbol of growing together.
Hey, this is Gina A. Towns on Real Talk that takes you higher. Level up. Ordinary people with extraordinary stories.
Hi, this is George Vincent.
And Rick Irvin.
And we are the Heavenly Deposit Team, and
we need you to level up.
Hey, this is your girl, Joanna Hill McGill, Walmart's first Next Gospel Superstar winner. I need you to level up.
This is Terry Cummings. Listen or watch Level Up each and every Sunday from 3 to 6 p.m. Keep it locked right here.
And welcome back to Level Up, Real Talk that takes you higher. I am your host, Angee from the B. Welcome back, everyone. And thank you guys for hanging out with us this beautiful Sunday. Sunday afternoon. Hey, if you are watching on Facebook, did you know you can head on over to The Real Level Up on YouTube? Yes, you can head on over to YouTube the same way that you found us on Facebook. Go to YouTube and find us at The Real Level Up. All right, let's get right back into our conversation, you guys. We are speaking with Dr. LaTarsha Holden. And, oh, wait a minute. Mr. Scribe, we got a pretty girl that just came up.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And she looked like Miss Holden. They must be related. They must be related somehow.
Yes, our surprise is on the screen right now, you guys. So if you haven't done it yet, run back to your screen and see this pretty girl right here. Wait a minute, Mrs. Scribe. I got some stories about Miss AnTonia Jackson. Okay, now she's
gonna tell
well,
us the story.
hold on. She's no stranger to the show. She's been
okay. I get that. Just like Miss Holden is not Dr. Holden's not a stranger, but she needs to know that she on the big screen. Folks watching her on a big screen TV right now. She just ain't on the laptop. She on the big screen television. So it's nothing. Won't let her know. Just want to share that with her.
Well, welcome to the show. I can't call you baby girl anymore because look, when your mama said you were I said married. Wait a minute.
Yes, ma'am.
I said wait, because you have become ours now. So we're like, wait a minute, when did that happen? Married. Oh my gosh, I am so proud of you. I'm so proud. I feel like a proud auntie sitting over here like, Lord, look at my baby girl. Oh, I'm sorry. I still call you the baby girl. But okay. Well, welcome back. Welcome back to the show. Thank you. Like I said to your mom, thank you for saying yes to coming back. But look, I just wanted our new listening audience to get to know you as well. Thanks to your mom. I mean, she's given us a little bit of background about you guys. Look at her sitting there proud. Proud mama of all 6 of you guys. Plus, I understand there is a grandbaby that is an author as well. So, you know what? He watched you, auntie. So listen, just, give us a little bit of, background about yourself for the new listening audience. Well, listening and viewing, because now, as you can see, we are not just a radio station anymore. We are now doing everything on social media so people can see you as well. So our viewing and listening audience, give a little bit about your background.
Yes, thank you both for having me on again. And hello, everyone who is watching. My name is AnTonia Jackson. I'm now a 4 times published author, a spoken word artist, a motivational youth speaker. I am also, this is my first year being a paraeducator, and I love it. I really do. And yeah, I'm glad to be here. Oh, one more thing. I also created a board game. It's called Accountability Money Box, the game that teaches children 3 major life lessons: how to count money, how to think positive about themselves, and how to do something nice for someone else. And those are the 3 lessons I learned as a homeless youth.
LaTarsha, she gonna have me crying over here. LaTarsha, girl. Okay, wait a minute. All right, I can't be too familiar. Y'all know LaTarsha is my girl. Okay, look, Dr. LaTarsha. Girl, are you listening to your baby girl? Oh my God, I'm so proud of you. Oh, yes, God. Thank you.
And she's a poet.
Yes.
So am I.
Yeah.
I'm a poet as well. So hello, fellow poet.
Yes.
Oh,
and I'm also married. Making 1 year in October, so.
Military spouse.
Oh.
Yes, the military spouse.
A military spouse. Well, one thing that we heard from your mom over and over again, and see, I'm asking you now because I've been telling your mom, like, girl, we can hear from you, but it's time to hear from the kids now about, just being a homeless youth and how all of that just turned around and you got a whole lot of ears because now the kids are on. So we heard from your mom. So, just talk about, your experience and what what you were thinking and how things were going for you as you were growing up as a homeless youth. And now look at you. Oh my God. I just can't right now. Go ahead.
Okay, so I was around 5 or 6 years old, so I don't remember much, but I do remember us being in a shelter, living in a shelter. I do remember us jumping from house to house, trying to see where we could stay. I remember the sleepless nights. I remember us being hungry. But like I said, I don't remember much. The main thing we had was love, and that's what got us through. My mom, she instilled in us love from day one. And I feel as if every household needs that to kind of push through the hard times, especially from their parents. So like I said, I really can't elaborate on much, but the main thing we were taught was love, and that's how we got through it. Well, tell about the car ride to school, that one thing y'all do. Yes. So, so every morning in elementary school, when we were driving on the way to school, my mom would pop in the CD, Sam Cooke, A Change Is Gonna Come. And we would just sing that song, hoping the car wouldn't break down. I mean, it was funny. And we just had all the hope in the world. Like, we were just one big happy family. Everything was fine. But those were the memories that you're going to remember forever. That's going to just bring you through the tough times if you're having it now. To kind of remind you where you came from, to kind of remind you how you got through those bad little days, and just to keep pushing. So,
gosh, my gosh,
young people, did you hear what she said? Young folks out there clowning and cutting up. I'm just going to keep it real. Here's a young lady that went through very much difficult times that you might not even think about or imagine going through, but she kept her hope, she kept her dreams alive, and she pushed forward. She didn't give up. She didn't succumb to the temptations that can drag you down and put you in a place that you can't come out of. So it's not impossible. That's what I'm getting from her, that a lot of times people give up, young people give up, their parents are not where they need to be, or this is happening, that's happening. Check out her situation, and she came out of it. So if she can come out of it, so can you.
Well, I want to just kind of elaborate on this when you were talking about, because my mom and dad raised 6 girls, right? So there's a lot of things that my older siblings knew that I didn't. I will tell you this. I want to ask you this too. I learned a lot from my older siblings, and, a lot of things that they instilled in me. So it wasn't just, my mom that put some things in me. It kind of trickled down to me. And even now, even though certain, we just had a family get together yesterday with my, mom, who had her birthday. And then, just kind of sit around and just kind of, have those talks with one another. You still learn. I mean, I'm 50-something years old now, and my older siblings are still, passing down, handing down, little tidbits and nuggets of advice and information that I would need as I still grow. So is that still happening in your life?
I could say that just a little bit. It's more so I've been there, done that. So as my older siblings, they can kind of teach me right from wrong. They can kind of help me and steer me in the right way. The paths that they went down, they wouldn't want me to go down it, or the things they've done or said. So I can't say that, but I can say that mostly everything was from my mom, truly.
Nice. Yeah. And I can tell y'all had a really close relationship with her being an author. I remember when you first came on, I think you had finished your first book.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And she was reminding me, even in our show, that you were only in the 11th grade back then. I'm like, oh my gosh. And, just to have that first, I remember when you had the book in your hand, it was like, something that you accomplished. And I saw your mom just like, just to pass that down to my kids and having a way of, entrepreneurship, that's got to be a great feeling for you.
It is. Yes, ma'am.
Man.
Hold on, Angee. You can tell about when you did your book and how you came up with your game.
Oh, yes.
How you came to me when you first wrote your book and the interaction.
So what happened with that?
So I was procrastinating. And not only that, I was like, is this really this? You got to do a lot to write a book. You really do. I didn't know that. You know, I always thought it was a skip, hop, and jump. You write something, you publish it. No, that's not the case. And so I would kind of procrastinate to my mom. I would come to her and she would be like, what is this? You need to go back and rewrite it because this isn't She said the storyline has to flow. Everything just has to go well for a book to come together. And so that's what I did. After I learned that, I just kept writing. So
wow. Yeah, about your game.
Yes. So with my game, that was a experience by itself. It started out with a cardboard box from Michael's with some supplies, and I kind of just kind of built it with that. I didn't have the money to actually get it professionally done until probably a month or two later. And even then, my game, to build one game, it costs $45 and some cents. And that's because I got it from U.S. manufacturers. Now, if I was able to get it from China manufacturers or overseas, it would have been better. But I just didn't have the money to buy, to purchase it in a larger quantity. It was definitely it was like a faith that I had to have, a blind faith, just to keep going, just to make it out, to make it into, the vision that I really wanted it to be. And I got it from God. The vision to create my game, I got it from God. I was just riding in the car one day with my husband, and immediately I just blurted out, I want to create a board game. And after that, I said the name. I never thought of a name before. I just said Accountability Money Box, the game that teaches children 3 major life lessons: how to count money, how to think positive about themselves, and how to do something nice for someone else. And I realized the lessons I was taught as a homeless youth. So why not create it into a game to help other children, not just homeless youth, but just other children in general, because we all need it, especially in this generation.
And when you came to me with your idea, because I believe in excellence. I believe
Yeah. I know about you, Dr. Holden.
I was about to just go through and put out on social media what I created with the little small box I got from Michael. She was like, no, you are leveling up. As you get older, you have to level up with your craft, with the things that you come up with. You can't just do stuff anymore. You just can't, I came up with this and I just put it. No, you got to take time with it. Go through the process. It's okay. And so she had to teach me that, because I was just about to put it out and say, hey, I got a game now. She was like, no, go through it professionally, get it professionally done and everything. And that's what I did.
Oh my gosh! Well, do you happen to have your game there with you now, where you can show it to us, or you need to? Okay, no.
I'll send it out, and it costs so much to just get one game, but I'm gonna get it handled.
Hey, look, women, we didn't want you to say that too quick. Did you say sold out?
Yes.
Hey, look. Okay, Level Up Nation. That's why you can't see it. So if you guys want to find out more information about, where her game is and, how it works, definitely we will be putting the information in the chat where you guys can find that. And look, I'm going to do this for you, AnTonia. I'm going to actually put out in the atmosphere right now that we want this game to be something that the school systems will have in their possession, that they have to have it, that it becomes a curriculum. Because once you get to that point right there, let's say it right here on Level Up, that will become a major school systems curriculum, that it will go on forever. Because just to have that wherewithal, that thought, and then you have your mom there to say, no, we're going to take this higher and higher, so that people, when they spend their money, they spend it knowing that they have something of quality.
Exactly. Yes, ma'am.
And the kids are not being taught that. The kids are not being taught about that. So that's an excellent idea, because I have little grandkids and they're going to school and they learn other things, but they're not learning how to, they're not learning about finance and money and things that they need to know for when they get older.
And Tony, if you could get with Miss Angee, she has a professional commercial for the game. So.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Oh,
yes.
You got a commercial?
Yes, ma'am.
Look here. commercial to us, we would definitely put that out for you because that's what we're all about. Just to give you a platform, and we'll take the bragging rights. Okay, yeah, we were the first one to run her commercial. We were the first one. But no, we are so proud of you. And if you have time, kind of hang out with us for another segment, because we want to, get a little bit more information about your books and, what you got planned for the future. Being a new wife and everything, kind of share a little bit about, what your plans are from this point forward, because I tell you, you probably have already done it without you even knowing, inspiring the next generation, because, there's so many of our kids that just don't realize that you can put pen to paper and be another published author. Once again, Level Up Nation, she's four times published. So it is possible. You started at what age? What age for the listening on? 15. Gosh, 15 years old.
Wow,
Yes.
That's excellent. Because I didn't write my first book until I was 51.
Man.
Check this out, Angee. Check this out. Mary Goolsby said, looking forward to seeing the commercial. We got the Level Up folks. Can't wait to see that commercial with that board game. So get that information over to Angee, and Angee will work her little thing. And maybe next week's show, your commercial will be on the real level.
We'll be running. Yes. Absolutely. So we definitely will, because we got another published author that's going to be on Write the Scribe. Oh, yeah. So, yes. So, listen, you guys, we got to take our break. We're going to have Miss AnTonia on for another segment. You don't want to miss this next segment, because we're going to talk about her books, you guys. Four times. When she first came on the show, she had her first book. Oh, my gosh, I cannot believe this. I'm just welling up with just... I feel like an auntie. Anyway, we'll be back. You're listening and watching Level Up, real talk that takes you higher. I am your host, Angee from the B. We'll be right back.
You wanna know if I still love you?
energy. Make sure you keep that same energy. Energy, energy, energy. Make sure you keep that same energy. Energy, energy, energy. Make sure you keep that same energy. Energy, energy, energy. My G coming through the crowd, raw, big dog. You don't really wanna feel these claws. See, God loves me anyway, despite these flaws. So I gotta get a little buck while yeehaw. My God giving y'all the blessing, so I never tap out. No time for stressing. I'm confessing that I'm still learning lessons. When I get knocked down, get up stepping, cause I know how my blessings flow. Started from the ground down to the tiptoe. Holy Spirit, you don't wanna miss this flow, cause I'm talking about you and the whole trio. The Father's on top and they call me mijo. For my Latino, just Jesucristo. My God's bilingual, so if you didn't know, I'ma speak English, me amigo. Make sure you keep that same energy. Energy, energy, energy. Make sure you keep that same energy. Energy, energy, energy. Make sure you keep that same energy. Energy, energy, energy. Make sure you keep that same energy. Energy, energy, energy. Make sure you keep that same energy. Energy, energy, energy. Make sure you keep that same energy. Energy, energy, energy. Make sure you keep that same energy. Energy, energy, energy. Make sure you keep that same energy. Energy, energy, energy.
Somebody tell me whose man's is this? Flip flop, they crisscross when they jump and they plotting the whole twist. Well, hey, Mr. Big Stuff, now tell me who you think you are. Call Gene Knight, cause you know you're dismissed. I got a lot of enemies, they draining my energy, but tell them my energy is inside of my energy. If I'm at a dead end, I'm counting on real friends, the type that will help you and open the Red Sea. Never make a promise that you can't keep. Nobody really likes a bluff, that's a wedge so deep. If you're gonna repent, then I suggest enough keeping. If that energy drain, then throw away the whole thing. Sometimes you gotta cut the cord to keep moving forward, to be a valuable piece within this game and board. What's done in the dark is brought to the light, it's heads and tails. So tell me how you call it, alright? Listen, hot or cold, ain't no man in the middle, cause if it gets spit out, ain't no stopping this riddle, you're headed on a dead end, on a one way. I know you see the sign, read it what the Lord say. On a periodic table, I'm an element, and me and Kai got a chemistry, so next time you ever think about attacking me, well,
make sure you keep that same energy. Energy, energy, energy. Make sure you keep that same energy. Energy, energy, energy. Make sure you keep that same energy. Energy, energy, energy. Make sure you keep that same energy. Energy, energy, energy.
I'm living for God for real. I go fishing for real. I'm like a Navy SEAL. Talking that Pelican Bill. I'm just a kid full of Skittles. No riddle, it's simple. I love it with all of my energy. I get empty. In the forefront, I'm up on my tiptoes. I think I saw Jesus in my dreams. Oh, you don't believe all that sweet honey, please. I get hyped through the night. Oh, my energy gon' spike. Oh, I think I see the light.
Make sure you keep that same energy. Energy, energy, energy. Make sure you keep that same energy. Energy, energy, energy. Make sure you keep that same energy. Energy, energy, energy. Make sure you keep that same energy. Energy, energy, energy. Make sure you keep that same energy. Energy, energy, energy. Make sure you keep that same energy. Energy, energy, energy. Make sure you keep that same energy. Energy, energy, energy. Make sure you keep that same energy. Energy, energy, energy.
Hello, my name is Rodney Damon Collins. I'm an actor, producer, author, and speaker. I'm excited to share my first book entitled Shattered, A Journey Through the Pieces. I wrote this book because there are millions of people like me in this world who are searching for purpose while navigating emotional distress. This book is for anyone who wants to be the producer of their own life. The reader will be encouraged to know that if they, 1, keep God first, 2, learn how to make peace with the pieces in our lives, and finally, 3, never deter from your dreams, that you will see your purpose fulfilled. I love you, and go grab this book on Amazon.com, Shattered, A Journey Through the Pieces.
Have you been sluggish, bloated, overweight? You could be toxic from your environment, food, and medications. It's time for a clean start. Come by or book online today.
Someone Cares of Atlanta is a nonprofit 501c3 community-based organization providing holistic health and wellness with locations in Marietta and Metro Atlanta. Our qualified behavioral health professionals provide extensive counseling and treatment in substance abuse, mental health, and opioid addiction. Someone Cares offers a variety of services, and our professionals are waiting to serve you. We are not just an agency, we are a friend.
Rain
premium sanitary napkin. Rain has an innovative design that is made with a strip infused with Nobel Prize-winning material, graphene. The infused graphene strip may provide various health benefits that potentially help relieve painful abdominal cramps, help balance the body's pH, help eliminate harmful bacteria, help with aroma, help fight fatigue, boost metabolism, boost immune system. Graphene moves heat away from your core and contains vibrational energy. In this test, we will add water to the graphene strip and then place a 7-watt light bulb onto the strip to demonstrate the level of energy contained. These medical claims have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. All results may vary. Protect the most precious jewel in the world, you. For more information, contact the person who referred you to this video. Rain is exclusively designed by Jewel Sanitary Napkins, LLC.
It's been long enough that you've been walking around in the wilderness trying to figure out, who am I? Why am I here? What gifts do I have to make a difference? Well, it's time to warm it up. Discover your true identity. Unleash your gifts and impact the world to become a more bolder, braver, and courageous you. Join me, Kathy Hood, at a life-changing workshop, Warming Up, the journey of owning your power and unleashing your true self.
Speak life in every way. Let the people see, let them see, and make sure you know you're right. Oh, when you speak.
What's up? It's your boy Fred Jones. Let's level up on Sundays 3 to 6 p.m. Ordinary people with extraordinary stories.
Yo, level up, real talk that takes you higher with your boy Mike Jeezy. Tune in Sundays from 3 to 6 p.m.
It's Dr. Robert Frazier, CEO of Silk Educational Consulting, and it's time to level up every Sunday from 3 to 6 p.m. Real talk that takes you higher.
Hey, this is Miguel Nunnery of Babies and Beards. Keep it locked right here as we level up, giving a voice to the unvoiced, with real talk that takes you higher. Ordinary people with extraordinary stories.
And welcome back to Level Up, Real Talk that takes you higher. I am your host, Angee from the B. Welcome back, everyone. And thank you guys for hanging out with us this beautiful Sunday afternoon. Well, let's get right back into our conversation, everyone. We have two extraordinary, beautiful, talented, and they're authors, Mr. Scribe. Both of them
I'm part of the club. We all part of the club. So always like and love meeting fellow authors. And it's a wonderful thing. I remember when I got my first book in print, there's nothing like it. And to be so young and to start so young, that's a 4-time author, is very impressive.
Very impressive. Oh, I want to jump right back into it because, of course, all of our viewing and listening audience may or may not know, but August is our Authors Month. So in case you guys haven't been keeping up with what we've been doing here at Level Up, we are bringing in our authors each and every August. Every August, we are featuring our authors. Go ahead, Mr. Scribe.
No, I just wanted to say it's such a beautiful thing, Angee. August is Authors Month. And Wednesday is my birthday.
Oh, gosh. Happy birthday to ya.
And my wedding anniversary is in August as well.
You know, it's all
it just so happened that it just came out. So I just had to put it out there. You know, I'm just putting it out there that August is Author Month for Level Up. But Mr. Scribe's birthday is Wednesday and my anniversary's on Thursday. That's all I'm doing.
Well, in case y'all didn't know, August is all about Mr. Scribe. Okay, there we go.
I didn't say that. We got two authors as well. on with me as well. See, I don't have nothing. I'm just stating some little facts of the real level up. That's all.
Anyway, well, back to you, Antonio. Just when you, well, first of all, okay, at 15, and it may have started maybe at 14. How did you get the wherewithal, like say, hey, I'm just gonna write a book?
So, of course, since my mom was an author at the time, I kind of got the inspiration from her to start writing. And just like you said, I want to write a book. And that's what I came to her, wanted to write a book. I told her the topic and I gave her a storyline. So she kind of just helped me, get through it. She helped me with the whole process of publishing it, getting not an illustrator, an editor. And we got it published, and I sold out all of my copies at my first book signing. So it was a great experience, and it still is.
So even with, because, I look at the second book as being the sophomore book. Was that even harder, or was that a little bit easier? Because some people, they get that first book out, your freshman year, everything is new. That second one is like, but not for you, right?
Yeah, it was actually easier. I kind of got into how to publish my own books myself. So through CreateSpace. So I found my own editors. So it was kind of easy.
Oh my gosh! And see, what I hear you say is that I tried something out for that first book, but that second book, I found other ways. You did your research of doing it another way, a lot easier, a lot faster, a lot quicker, probably a lot more profitable. What is it more profitable for you to go that way?
Through CreateSpace and yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm.
Wow. See, and that's the other thing, Mrs. Scribe. With these young people, boy, they, you give them a fishing rod, they do more than fishing.
They got the internet. And the internet is a wealth of information because I had to learn that way on my own too. Because I didn't just like Antonia, I didn't know how I was going to go about publishing. All the research that I did, finding editors, finding a platform, an independent publisher, all on the internet. You just got to do your homework and research.
Yep.
Wow. So, are you inspiring? Well, because you're a paraprofessional. First of all, explain to our viewing and listening audience, the work that you do as a paraprofessional.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So this past week was my first week. Like I said, it's my first year. And as a paraprofessional, I assist the teacher in carrying out lesson plans. I mainly deal with, I wouldn't say trouble kids. I don't want to call them trouble kids, just the kids who are having a little bit of challenge more than the other kids with the work and everything going on. So I help the teacher carry out lesson plans. I do small groups. I interact with the children. With it. So basically, my job is just as important as the lead teachers. The job description just a little bit different, but it definitely is a great experience. Especially love them, and so I love it.
And you really have to love it. All of my sisters, I'm a school bus driver for one thing, so I know about the school system. But all my sisters are paraprofessionals, and I know it through and through. It is a thankless job for one thing, and you have to love it. You have to love it. Wow, but I wanted you to explain that because this next question I have for you is about, have you thought about raising up other young authors? Because you're right there. You're right in the space where you can have the influence on other future young authors. Have you made your way in doing that, or what's on your mind about it?
So I actually have I kind of did create a side hustle on the side to help other young authors or just younger people become authors as well. I've had 2 clients so far, one of them being my nephew, and another one was just someone who found me in one of those Facebook groups. And it's been great. It's been great to see the parents happy with the finished products. I do provide everything from the I'm not illustrating, but I provide the illustrators, the editor. I do the whole layout thing. I set it up with CreateSpace. So it's great. It's definitely a great experience. It's amazing to see young people become authors at a young age, just like how I was. It's great to always go back and be a helping hand to the other ones. So yes, I do that.
Oh, she just made me look up through the screen.
Look, hey, Dr. LaTarsha, I'm sitting there watching you as a proud mom, man. I mean, you have done an amazing job with all of your kids. And, AnTonia, I don't know if you may have to do this because I've asked and begged your mom. I said, look, I want all the kids on. I want all the kids on the show one day. So, I know you guys are, look, let me just say this. You guys, first of all, are an amazing family. I've been following you ever since you've been on the show and, just watch your growth and, just to see you guys where you are right now. You guys have never stopped, being servant to the people that are in the Atlanta area and beyond, because you just never know when your mom and even yourself, when you guys are going out and speaking, words are so very powerful. So when you're going out and speaking, and whether it's in interviews or you are being hired to speak, words are so powerful and can move people to do what they're called to do. I truly believe that, and it's the whole reason why me and Mr. Scribe get on this radio show each and every Sunday, just to inspire those that who are inspiring others even in the next generation. So I'm so very proud of you that you were doing what you were doing. You to everything that God has gifted you to do, even down to paraprofessional, because that you have to be a willing servant even to that. And so with your mom, instilling that in your heart, I'm not surprised. And I'm not surprised that you even love the professional, because that's what that profession is all about, is about servanthood. And, you just so happen to get a paycheck. Not much. I want people to know it's not
Angee and AnTonia, my daughter was just listening into the conversation. She is a elementary school teacher, and she said she could use your help in her class. But I said you live out of state, so I don't know if you can come and help out, because
they are a handful.
She said they're cute, but they're a handful. When she called me in her work, she said, "Mom, they're cute, but they're a handful."
That's what she was just telling me. She was saying, "Nolan, I take my hat off to her, because it's not an easy gig. It's not an easy gig." So.
Yeah.
She has a piece, I don't know, before she get off, if she do it, is dedicated to women. It does. And
how you know if I'm really not?
You always how to stay prepared. But, that is, the magical treasure box, if Angee said you got time to do 3-4 minutes, but that's up to.
Oh, yeah, no, we got, before our next break.
I need to stay in touch with her, because I'm thinking about writing a children's book.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. So if you don't have a piece ready, we got another a break coming up, AnTonia. If you got a piece that you want to recite in our short segment that's coming up after this next break, we would love for you to recite that. So we'll give you time to get that book. We will give you time to get that book. But before we head to our next break, I do want everybody to know where can they find you, because we can find your mom, but I do want you, for those that are listening, because we want you to eventually, put in our chat where they can find you. Just type that in. But for those who are listening, because we've got a lot of people that are on the road, they'll just turn it on. They're just sitting there listening like it's a radio show. But those that are listening, just they can find you, so they can keep that in mind.
Yes. You all can find me on my website at AnTonia, NIAMF Williams.com. So again, it's AntoniaMFWilliams.com. You can literally find everything on there. I'm also a website designer and a photographer, and I serve Atlanta, Hinesville, and Savannah, Georgia. So if you are looking, I'm here for you.
God is amazing because he puts the network of people that come into our lives that we can vibe off each other. So it's a beautiful thing. I'm not trying to plug myself, Angee. I'm just saying her services can be useful.
Yeah.
Definitely. That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely. Well, we got my sister Rhonda Coman Shahid, who is a paraprofessional herself. She is listening. She said the children are an inspiration. She also said about that profession, it's a calling. Oh my God. Would you agree?
Yes, ma'am. It is. And we the first day.
Well, thank you for your insight, Rhonda Coman Shahid, because we do know it is, you've got to be called to do that, because she also said we get the job done.
Right?
I believe it.
Yeah, very she's like,
oh, go ahead, Angee. I'm sorry.
Well, Mary Gooseby said, thanks for loving our children and willing to teach them. Yes, very thankless jobs. Even Mary's like, look, I know that's a thankless job too. So
I was going to ask Antonia, how is it going around with COVID, with them not knowing if the kids are going to be in school or not in school? Because in Atlanta, that's a big deal where some parents want the kids to wear masks. Other parents don't want them, don't think that they should. As far as remote learning, being face-to-face, how's that affecting you? Well, what you do, how is that affecting it?
So I work at a learning center, and what we do is, as long as if the kids are transitioning from one class to another class, they have to wear their mask. If they are just staying in one class the whole entire day, they're fine without it. We have had cases of COVID with the teachers, and I think with one kid, but they're not in school right now. So they did say that we will have to go into quarantine if, that does kind of.
Yeah, I know that makes things a little bit difficult. Yeah, that's a big issue. That's because every time I turn the news on, that issue is part of their segments that they're talking about with the kids.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, same thing with where I am. It's real, you guys, because keep every person that is in the entire educational system, keep us all lifted up in prayer, because it's a fight. Just to have to try to teach kids about the safety of it. They truly don't understand. Some do, but a lot don't, and they're just being kids. And if you, as a parent, you're having a hard time trying to keep your mask on and keep yourself healthy, think about these kids. And there are a lot of kids that don't have access to everything that they need in order to stay safe during this pandemic. Yes, we are still in a pandemic, and we are trying our best to just kind of navigate through that. Me as a bus driver, the things that I have to do, what I do, Antonia, I keep the windows open, the fans going, just keep the air circulating in my bus. And when I got sick, but it wasn't in the school bus. It wasn't. It was when I was working in the office. So, it's a lot of things that we have to consider in this profession during this pandemic. And, once again, my hat's off to you, Antonia, for, hanging in there, going to work every day. And they even said that we deserve hazardous pay, because we are the workers that are still going in and doing our job, even though there's a serious pandemic. Yeah. Gosh. So listen, you guys, we are going to take our break. And when we come back, you guys, if you have any more questions and comments for either one of them, Dr. LaTarsha Holden or AnTonia Jackson, get them in right now. We are watching all of you guys with your questions and comments on our Facebook page. Thank you guys for hanging out with us on this Sunday. One other thing I want you guys to do, hit that share button. Hit that share button. Even when we are off, when we come back, you guys, we just have just a short 10-minute conversation with the two of them. So if you guys have anything that you want to ask or even comment, get them in during our break. You're listening and watching Level Up, real talk that takes you higher. I am your host, Angee from the B. We'll be right back.
Hey there, girl. I hope you don't mind me saying this, but you have a beautiful smile. Can we chat for a second? What's your name? What's your sign? What you doing later on? What you doing later on? It's okay if you're shy. Am I coming on a little too strong? All my friends call me Al and I like to have fun. Yes, I do. But I'm all grown up and we can have a deep conversation. You wanna hesitate? Oh yeah. Is it getting kinda late? For me to take you on a date? Oh girl, it's only 5 o'clock in the evening. The look on your face. Oh yeah. It's like you're having a debate. It's like you really wanna stay. But you think you should be leaving. So I ask, where you gotta go? What you need to know? Maybe you should hang with me. Maybe you should hang with me for a while. Where you gotta go? Please don't tell me no. Come on. Maybe you should hang with me, girl. Maybe you should hang with me for a while. I'm a chill kind of guy. We ain't gotta have a drink. We ain't gotta have a drink. No. See, I was born with a smile, and I don't mind saying what I think. I believe in respect. Yes, I do. I won't be leaving the check. Not with you. See, I don't mind where we're down if I get a little time in exchange. But you wanna hesitate? Oh yeah. Is it getting kinda late? For me to take you on a date? Yeah. Oh God. It's only 5 o'clock in the evening. The look on your face. It's like you're having a debate. You really wanna stay? Please stay. But you think you should be leaving. So I ask, where you gotta go? What you need to know? Maybe you should hang with me. Maybe you should hang with me for a while. Where you gotta go? Please don't tell me no. Come on. Maybe you should hang with me. Maybe you should hang with me for a while. Don't let this moment pass us by. 'Cause we may never get this chance again. Don't waste this moment asking why. Maybe you should give us a try tonight. Where you gotta go, girl? Where you gotta go? What you need to know, girl? Come on. Maybe you should hang. Maybe you should hang. Maybe you should hang with me for a while. Where you gotta go? Please don't tell me no. Please don't tell me no. Say all you gotta do is come on. Maybe you should hang. Maybe you should hang. Maybe you should hang with me for a while. Tell me where you gotta go. Where you gotta go? What you need to know? I'm thinking maybe you should hang. I'm thinking maybe you should hang with me for a while. Where you gotta go? Oh, come on. Please don't tell me no. Oh, come on. Maybe you should hang. Maybe you should hang. Maybe you should hang with me for a while.
Yeah, Mike Jeezy. This one's for you, Father. For sure. Cause despite the women, money, cars, and clothes, yeah, at the end of the day, tell them I choose you. Yeah, that's right. I put that on my mama, homes. Yeah, that's right. Say, I choose you. Come on. Say, I choose you. Go ahead, give it to him right quick. Yeah, let's get it. Yeah, Mike Jeezy on the scenery. Beating my speakers, they yelling now, why you mistreating me? cause they reaping the very same drama that they sold. Take a second to read your Bible, shout it, then you know. Shout out to Obama, but this year Jesus got my vote. He wins it every time, there ain't no need to lie. Drunk off the spirit, communion, sipping that holy wine. Saved me too many times, why would I turn around? I wanna see all you have to offer, father to child. Yeah, I lost 2 daddies in my lifetime, but the third time's a charm, and I know you'll do me right. That's why I choose you. Yeah, come on. That's why I choose you. Now say you chose me, so I choose you. Yeah, 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 come on. I feel like I'm at the top of my game, on a mountain that I can move at the sound of his name. A mustard seed of faith is all it takes to break down barriers. Spiritual post office, holy mail carrier. Nothing's more scarier thinking I can't have you. That's why I got to grab you. My life to use a passion. Pedal to the metal for the Lord like I was dragging. His love for me is always free for that. Never taxing. Bagging as much as the spirit is I can handle. And now I can say you are the flame to my candle. I wanna be the most God-fearing two-legged mammal. The way of the world has 1,000,001 scandals, but the call of righteousness opens to one channel. The way is very narrow, that's why many don't travel. So with my talents, I'ma do what I do. And every time I spit a verse, gotta give it to you. I choose you. Yeah, that's right. Say, I choose you. One more time, homie. Everybody say, you chose me, so I choose you. Yeah.
I'm Dr. LaTarsha Holden, and welcome to Ask the Good Doctor, and we are live here at the Essex Culinary Resort and Spa.
We're here at the Wellness Warriors Weekend, and there are lots of wonderful local companies here representing products that are wellness-based.
Relax and really breathe and really connect with our bodies, and I loved it. Everything that this book is, it's your story. It's your story. It's your story. It's everybody's story. You must stand where there is darkness, and you must find light. It was Grandma who instilled in her that she must hold her head up straight.
If you've got to be 25, 30 years old, and you've not talked with a therapist, put the book down and go get a therapist.
Finding vision, compassion, authenticity, abundance, and legacy.
As the theme goes so far this evening, you gotta get that stuff out.
I consistently pause before I speak. I'm Dr. Wilma Hunt-Watts, a podiatric physician and surgeon, also known as a podiatrist.
We're here doing a pain management clinic.
All of these skincare collections are designed to be mixed and matched, depending on what your skincare needs are.
Time, energy, and I'm looking forward to doing it again.
And today we are doing Kitchen Warriors. At Kitchen Warriors, I actually prepare a meal, teach teach everyone how to make it, and then we sit down and eat it together. This is from outside. This is the whole farm-to-table concept here at the Essex.
The fruits of the Spirit have been reignited inside of me. So I'm walking out of here with my joy, with my peace, and my love. So I am a better mother, a better wife when I go back home.
I knew something was wrong with my body.
Hi, my name is Kelly Bryant, and I am the face of a type 2 diabetic. I am also the author of a book series called Numbers that is available on Amazon. The series is about how I used a low-carb diet lifestyle change to get my numbers in non-diabetic range. I am living proof that it is possible to go from a 16.6 A1C to a 5.2. So let's kick type 2 diabetes, one number at a time.
Hi, this is Terry Cummings, formerly of the NBA, retired after 18 years, 18 seasons in the league. Just been chilling, working hard, though I think you work harder when you retire, but nevertheless running companies, pastoring 14 years, CEO over a hybrid of a television station of cable and streaming, and finally pushing toward the bid for the Hall of Fame. Level up and join us.
You are listening to Level Up with Bob Barrett-Wall from Enter the Diamond.
Hey, this is Rodney Damon Collins, inviting you to Level Up. Check them out every Sunday from 3 to 6 p.m. Eastern.
Hey, this is Shay Bynes with Kingdom Driven Entrepreneur. Let's level up. Tune in every Sunday from 3 to 6 p.m.
Hi, this is Pat Nash, your dream coach. Want to take your dreams to the next level? Then listen to Level Up each and every Sunday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. I am.
Hey, this is Miguel Nunnery of Babies and Beards. Let's have a real conversation with Level Up every Sunday, 3 to 6 p.m.
And welcome back to Level Up, Real Talk that takes you higher. I am your host, Angee from the B. Welcome back, everyone. And thank you guys for hanging out with us this beautiful Sunday afternoon. Well, we're coming to the end of our show, you guys, and I just want to thank once again our esteemed guest, Dr. LaTarsha Holden, as well as AnTonia Jackson. Thank you guys for coming in and just sharing your stories, sharing your ups and your downs, but most of all, your victories. Because look here, you guys said yes to your purpose on this earth, and we want to thank you guys for doing that. So before we go, I'll start with you, AnTonia. If you can say once again, where can everyone find you?
Yes, you all can find me at AnTonia, AnToniaMFWilliams.com. Again, that's AnToniaMFWilliams.com.
There you go, you guys. That's where you guys can find her. Check her out. Once again, she is a 4-time published author as well as the owner. Oh, you got your book? Can you do like one or two minutes? Can you do that?
Okay, so so the second book that I wrote is called Call on Me. It's about a wealthy atheist woman who suddenly realizes that her money can't save her when she becomes ill. And yes. My third book is titled I'm Flawsome. I actually have the Spanish version with me right now. I don't have the English version, but it is in English and Spanish. And it's about 10 kids who talks about their flaws and insecurities, as well as how they learn to love and accept themselves for who they are, because regardless of their flaws, they're still awesome.
I love it. Oh my gosh. Is there one of the books that you want to maybe read the prologue or the epilogue of either one of those?
Let me see. Okay, so Call on Me.
Yes.
I'm going to just read the first page. Hey, Sophia, said Mr. Porter. Oh, hi, Dad. You startled me, replied Sophia. Sorry about that, darling. Is everything okay? He asked. Yeah, I just miss Mom and Jasmine so much. I know, sweetie. I miss them every day, and I don't know who to blame. I feel guilty because I survived the car accident, and some days I'm just not at peace. They didn't deserve to die, and sometimes I wish it was me instead. But they will always be in our hearts. I know it's hard, but we're going to get through this. Yeah, I know, said Sophia. Did you need to talk to me about anything? And then it goes on.
Oh my gosh, girl, look here. Wow, as you were reading that, have you ever thought about putting your book to audio?
Yes, but I just don't know how.
Cool. I can help with that. I can help you with that. You can create. There's platforms on the internet where Amazon has it, and there's some other platforms that I found where you can create your audiobook, and the way you just read that little piece right there, your voice would work.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Sound like somebody needs to exchange phone numbers, but that's what we are at Level Up. Well, awesome, great. Well, keep us posted on, any and all of your accomplishments, Antonia. And anytime that you have something that's going on, just call us up and just say, hey, I would love to get on the platform just to talk about, anything. I mean anything. If there's a book that's coming out, or if you got something that's going on with your kids, or there's a new addition to your game, please let us know. But definitely send us the commercial to your game, because I think we got a couple of people that's looking for it. So definitely send that over to us.
Okay.
Well, Dr. LaTarsha Holden, oh my goodness, girl, do this a little bit. I cannot say, girl, thank you so much again for coming on our show and just sharing your testimony, but not only that, your victories. Because, girl, you got plenty of them, and hold your head up high, well deserved, because you are a humble servant for our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Girl, where can people find you?
Well, all of my books are on Amazon, but I want to, whoever's watching, if you say I heard you on Level Up, you order my book, you would get an autographed copy, limited edition. I released my first comic book last year. It's a Christian comic book. It is for free if you say I heard you on Level Up, but order my book.
I heard you on the Real Level Up.
But you gotta when you order the book, you get the free comic book. So no longer lost, from homeless to overcomer. Everything is on Amazon except for my comic book is on my website at www.drdlaTarsha LaTarsha Holden HOLDEN.info. If you're looking for an inspirational speaker for your next event, your church event, or women empowerment event, you can book me on there. Again, shout out to AnTonia. She did my lovely website. She does an awesome job on website. So
woohoo! Well, we're going to continue to as well. Listen, what another amazing show. Thank you, ladies, for coming on. We are so honored that you said yes to coming on, sharing your story and sharing your victories and sharing your purpose on life, where you have found your purpose. Oh, my goodness. Therein lies where people can find their victories as well. So, you guys, we will be back next week, same time, same place, 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, 12 p.m. Pacific for another live show. You're listening and watching Level Up, real talk that takes you higher. I am your host, Angee from the B. We'll see you next week. Love you, mean it. Take care.
It's time to be healed. And not just in your mind, but down in your soul. It's healing now. Receive healing in your soul. Father in heaven, here I am now. I'm coming to you.